bring back in Chief Meteorologist Derek Beasley. Derek, we had a second day of storms, but all of that probably going to be gone for the weekend.
Yeah, it looks like the chances for rain this weekend slim to none, but we are looking at the possibility of maybe a couple popping up tomorrow afternoon. So not quite done with the storm chances just yet, but for the most part, your Friday should be fine. One thing I'm going to point out, though, is that the humidity is actually dropping in the western part of the state. Some of that's going to try to sneak into our parts of the area here as we go into tomorrow afternoon. But let me show you what kind of rain that we saw today. And anywhere where you see blue or purple, that's where we saw at least about an inch of rainfall. And there were some spots, particularly in parts of northeast Baltimore City and up into parts of Baltimore County and down into Anne Arundel County, or also over in southeast Caroline County, saw some pretty decent totals there from some storms that pretty much sat over the same spot. So humid, it doesn't take much for these storms to produce a lot of rain in a short period of time. Inside the Beltway, we're looking at temps near 80 degrees. Outside of it, though, mid-70s out towards Elkridge, Ellicott City, up towards Fallston, Abingdon, and right now Cockeysville at 74 degrees. And notice how we've got some 60s showing up in the western part of the state. I want to show you the dew points. Notice how high they are in our part of the state, but look how they're dropping off into the 60s there. There's a boundary or a little front that's hanging up right here, and it really depends on where that front ends up tomorrow as who's going to see the chances for storms. Anywhere east of it, likely going to see a few. Here's your forecast temps overnight tonight. 60s out west where the dew points are a little bit lower. Everybody else, though, low to mid 70s. We're going to call it low to mid 70s here across our area here overnight tonight with mostly clear skies and some patchy fog. Again, that front stretched out right about here. All the drier air is to the west of the front, and basically wherever this boundary ends up tomorrow, anywhere east of it is where we're going to see those storms popping up. So the chances aren't really big. I think the better chances will be for the eastern shore in southern Maryland, but there is a chance that we could get a couple of these on our side of the bay. So we'll watch that very carefully. Again, the chance is small, but we'll keep an eye on it here for your afternoon plans. Maryland cast for tomorrow, temperatures into the 80s with chances for storms. Again, southern Maryland, eastern shore most favored. Everybody else, though, running into the mid to upper 80s here for tomorrow afternoon. Aaron is trying to strengthen, winds up to 70, so it's almost a hurricane. You can see the latest forecast track really hasn't changed much. Still expected to avoid the eastern U.S., but it's going to make its closest pass to Maryland as we go into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Still going to stay offshore, but it's going to have a lot of wave action with it, and we expect rip currents to be a huge problem at the beaches here as we head towards the upcoming latter part of the weekend and into next week. Beach forecast, though, overall looks fine. Partly cloudy skies, temperatures 70s to around 80 degrees, so looking pretty good there. First alert 7-day forecast. We're going to throw in a slight chance for an afternoon storm tomorrow. 88, 87 on Saturday, 92 the warmest day on Sunday. More storm chances and cooler heading into next week. Alex.
Derek, thank you. The top